of the Bears' heart-stopping 25-24 victory over the Washington Commanders on Monday Night Football in Washington, D.C. I'm David Kaplan. It's brought to you by our great partners at the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. They are the official truck partners of the Chicago Bears. And Studio 41 Home Design Showrooms. They did my kitchen. You should use Studio 41. Best in the business, studio41.com. Folks, that was an amazingly entertaining game to watch. There were opportunities the Bears had, and they made some mistakes. They had a slant pass in the second half to Zacchaeus. He drops it, or he's gone. He is absolutely gone in a 2-point football game. That would have been a massive touchdown. But the Bears battled back. 3 big turnovers. You had a Jaquan Brisker pick. You had Sweat forcing a fumble. And then Jaden Daniels, with the rain coming down, fumbled trying to hand off to Merritt late in the game. And guess what? The Bears fell on the football, and they got the ball. They went down the field, and they found a way to make their 4th field goal of the night with Jake Moody in for Cairo Santos. He was 4 for 5. He had 1 blocked. Boom. Good. Walk off. Drop the mic. See you later. Bears win to get to 3-2. All right, let me take you through a bunch of stuff. So bear with me, because I got cards of notes here that I'm like, holy cow. So bear with me, but I promise you're going to be entertained, because the Bears won the freaking football game 25-24. First of all, courtesy of our friend Mark Potash. Listen to this. The Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric stat of the day. The Bears are the first team in the history of the NFL to win back-to-back games 25-24. They won the Raiders game 25-24 on a blocked field goal, and they won this game 25-24 by making a field goal. That is a great nugget. First one in the history of the NFL. But let's go to our player of the game right from there. Player of the game, without a doubt, is DeAndre Swift. This guy was magnificent tonight. The offensive line, hats off. You guys did a great job getting running lanes for this dude. Monungai had some carries. We even had a Roshan Johnson sighting in there for a little bit. But DeAndre Swift, 14 carries, 108 yards, 2 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown. We'll get to that in just a moment. So DeAndre Swift, you are the apt player of the game. ABT.com. There's your promo code to save you $25. Folks, this was a wild game because the Bears jumped out to a 13-0 lead. And then Jaden Daniels, who's a really good football player, made a hell of a throw, and they scored a touchdown. It's 13-7. Bears go for it on 4th down, and I said to my wife, I wouldn't do this. I would not do this. Caleb's still a little inaccurate for my taste. I like him as our quarterback. Still got to get better with the accuracy. And why not kick the field goal, go up 9, make it a 2-score game? They didn't. And they missed on 4th down. It was tipped. Otherwise, Odunze was open. Caleb could have been picked. There was another one. Sanders still could have picked him off down in the low red zone. So there were some plays that we left on the football field from a Bears perspective. But the Chevy drive of the game, you fall behind. All of a sudden now, it's a 24-16 game. And the Bears on a 3-play drive, it's our Chevy drive of the game, 3 plays, 61 yards. DeAndre Swift from Caleb Williams, he takes it to the house. 55-yard touchdown, took 101 off the clock. Bears miss the 2-point conversion. I thought the play call was horrible. It never looked like it had a chance. So it's a 24-22 game. And then the Dr. Pepper play of the game is, without a doubt, the fumble on Jaden Daniels as he tries to hand the football, and the rain's coming down, tries to hand the ball to Merritt late in the football game to try and pick up a 1st down. He never gets the handle on it, and as it's fumbling in his hands. As he tries to get it to him, ball hits the deck, Bears ball. 3 turnovers tonight, 3 takeaways, I should say. Shame on me. We all know they're called takeaways. And they had the pick by Brisker and 2 fumble recoveries. The force by Montez Sweat and the one on Jaden Daniels at the end that set up the Bears in position to take the football down the field, and I knew Caleb Williams was going to deliver. And let me just shout him out for this. On that final drive, Dan Quinn is using his timeouts, hoping he can get some time back and force the Bears to kick with enough time where they could try a Hail Mary or whatever the heck they were going to try. And Caleb Williams on a boot to the left side coming down toward you on TV slid inbounds. They had to use their last timeout. That was that. Bears could run the clock then all the way down to 3 seconds to try the game-winning kick. So very intelligent play, Caleb. Like that a lot. The O-line, as I said, outstanding in the run game. Outstanding tonight, giving a lot of room for the Bears to run. Let's go inside the numbers. Brought to you by our great partners at Sinus and SnoringMD.com. This dude doesn't snore anymore. Why? Because I went to see Sinus and Snoring. That's right. And my wife said, you got to go there. And guess what? I went, and now they're a partner of ours on the radio and here on our REKAP channel. Let's go inside the numbers. Bears ran for 145 yards. Caleb threw for 252. And they outgained Washington 381 to 329 and won the turnover battle 3-0. 3-0. That is a massive, massive stat as we go inside the numbers. Let me take you through something else that I thought was super important. It's brought to you by our great partners at Tasty Trade. Stocks, crypto, futures, options, whatever you trade, you should do it at tastytrade.com. The offensive line started Theo Benedette today in place of Braxton Jones. I saw Braxton in on one of the field goal tries, but Benedette played the whole game at left tackle. I thought he played a very good game. I thought the offensive line creating lanes to run the football, very good. You know who else deserves a lot of credit playing with his right elbow, and I'm hearing he might have a torn ulnar collateral, like a Tommy John type injury? Darnell Wright. They had him braced up, and that dude was a warrior tonight. Go watch him on one of the big runs earlier in the game. He took out 2 guys. 2. And it was such a refreshing thing to see that the Bears could run the ball, and I thought they hung in there defensively. They battled. Jaden Daniels ran for over 50 yards. He's a really good player. He is. And Merritt is a solid running back. But the Bears defense hung in there and battled and tried to keep making plays. And then when they got that fumble, Caleb took him down the field to win the football game. Couple of other quick notes here. I talked about the O-line. I talked about the defense. Again, if you missed the stat right at the beginning, if you weren't paying close attention, per Mark Potash, Bears are the first team in NFL history to win back-to-back games 25-24. It has never happened. All right, tomorrow night we will have our Studio 41 football recap live. Olin Kreutz, Tom Waddle, and I will break down the game. We'll get the guys' thoughts because they'll watch the tape tomorrow, as will I. If you have questions, dial it up. And by the way, Ryan McGuffey on our membership side, we have you can join our channel. Gave out an 8-leg parlay, and he was 6 legs in and missed out on the last 2 where he would have cashed a 50-some-to-1 parlay. We'll be doing lots of cool stuff like that, giveaways, content, all of it. So check out membership here on the channel. I know you're fired up. I can't go to sleep right now. I'm so excited. Be on in the morning with Jonathan Hood on a Victory Tuesday. I'll be on Channel 7 at 5:45 with Tracy Butler talking about this. I know you're fired up like I am. 3-2. 3 straight wins, and now you got New Orleans coming into your place. So we'll talk about that later in the week. This is a good football team. There are things that have to be cleaned up, but guess what? Just keep getting better every single day. Bears win, baby! 25-24! Take that.